Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Umudike, there reigned a powerful king named Uchendu. King Uchendu was a wise ruler. He was loved by his people for his fairness and strength. His wife, Queen Amaka, was renowned for her beauty and intelligence. Yet their union brought great sorrow. They had 10 daughters, but they had no son to inherit the throne. As the years passed, whispers filled the air. How can the Uchendu lineage survive without a prince? The villagers murmured. The elders pressed the king to take another wife, citing the tradition and the kingdom's survival. Queen Amaka pleaded for one more chance. Queen Amaka was aware of the tension. She asked the king for one more chance. Her love for the king was just too much to lose her marriage because she couldn't bear a son. She approached the king and said, "My king," tears glistering in her eyes, "give me one more chance. I promise you this time, the gods will grant us a son." King Uchendu, though torn, he agreed. "This is your last chance, Amaka," he warned. "If you give birth to another daughter, you will leave this place with your children." Months passed, and the kingdom waited in anticipation. When the time came, the midwives emerged from the queen's chamber with solemn faces. Queen Amaka had given birth to twins, not a son, but twin girls. The king was angered. "You have failed me for the last time. You have borne 12 daughters for me and not a single son," he thundered. And without hesitation, he banned her from the village, calling her a cursed woman. He sent her away with her 10 daughters alongside the twins that were just born. The once proud queen and her children wandered away the dusty roads, searching for refuge. Determined to preserve his lineage, King Uchendu declared a grand festival. It was announced through the kingdom that maidens from various villages would gather at the palace to dance. From among them, the king would choose a new bride. The people of the village were abuzz with excitement, for this was a rare and momentous occasion. The day of the festival arrived, and the palace courtyard was alive with rhythms of drums and flutes. Maidens adorned in colorful beads and flowing attire danced gracefully before the king. Each of them hoped to catch the eyes and become the next queen. As the sun set, the king arose from his throne and pointed. "You," he declared. The crowd gasped as Ngozi, a striking, beautiful woman with eyes like burning coals, stepped forward. The king had chosen her to be his bride. The kingdom celebrated as Ngozi moved into the palace. She was confident and full of promise, and the people believed she would bear a king a son. Months later, Ngozi, the new bride, gave birth. The palace was filled and eager for anticipation. But when the midwives announced the news, the atmosphere grew heavy. Ngozi had given birth to triplets, all girls. The once proud Queen Ngozi fainted from shame. She had mocked Queen Amaka, and now she shared her fate. "What is happening?" the king roared. "Why do the gods turn their backs on me?" King Uchendu was frustrated and desperate. He sought the guidance of a distant god, one worshipped in the neighboring village. He traveled in secret to the shrine of Agbala, a feared and powerful deity. The priestess at the shrine welcomed him with a knocking look. "You seek answers, King Uchendu," the priestess said. "But are you ready to face the truth?" The king knelt before her. "I will do whatever it takes to save my lineage." The priestess closed her eyes and spoke. You are reaping what you sowed many years ago. When you were but a young prince, you committed a sacrilege. You raped the daughter of a palace maid when you were 16 years old. And when the girl became pregnant, your mother hid the truth and cast her and her mother out. The girl grew up alone after her mother died. The king's heart pounded as the princess continues. Many years later, when you searched for a wife, you unknowingly married that orphan, the daughter of your sin. Queen Amaka is your child. She is the reward of the seed you sowed many years ago. She is the daughter of that little girl you slept with when you were 16 years old. The gods have cursed your lineage because of your crime. No male child will ever come out from your bloodline. King Uchendu fell to the ground, trembling. The weight of his actions and the consequences crushed on him. The priestess spoke one final time. The gods decree that the kingship of Omokoro ends with you. Your name will be remembered as one who brought dishonor to your ancestors. When the king returned to the palace, he addicted the throne in shame. Queen Ngozi was unable to face the mockery. As Queen Amaka and her daughters built their life far away from the quiet palace, the 12 daughters grew up to become strong and independent, creating a legacy of their own, free from the burden of royalty. The kingdom transitioned into a council of elders, and monarchy became a distant memory. King Uchendu decided he was going to look for his daughter, which was his former wife, Queen Amaka. He sent out messengers. Search everywhere. Search all the villages, even distant villages. Whoever finds her and brings her back will get a plot of land from me. Days later, some people were able to locate Queen Amaka where she was finding solace with her daughters. They brought her back to the palace. King Uchendu fell on his knees and cried, "My people, I have a confession to make," King Uchendu said. "Queen Amaka here is my daughter." "Ah!" the whole village screamed. "What is this we are hearing? What do you mean? Is the king okay? Has the king gone mad?" King Uchendu then explained to them everything the priestess had said. How he got the daughter of their maid pregnant when he was 16 years old, and how his mother chased them away, and how the girl grew up as an orphan, and how he unknowingly got married to her. Queen Amaka was confused. "So, I have been married to my own father. I have been sleeping with my own father, and I bore 12 daughters for my own father." She collapsed and fainted. The story of King Uchendu and his atrocity became a cautionary tale. It left behind lessons for those who would listen. It was passed down through generations. It was a tale of hidden sins and the devastating consequences.